Hi, this is Rony Mullick, and you're watching the Week Ahead show. And in this video, we will be looking at what happened in the past week in the markets, and what we can expect going into trade in the coming week. That is the third week of May. Let's get started with the show, where we discuss about what happened, the major events of the last week, and then we shall be looking at the coming up week. So to talk about last week, let's go into the charts of Nifty first. So if you look at the charts of Nifty, we see that the market has opened with a gap down on Monday with 16,255 level, and from there onwards the market had a one-way downward rally, and the markets ended on Friday at 15,782 level. So that is on a weekly basis, that's a 629 fall from Monday to Friday, and in terms of percentage, that is around 3.83% in the red. Talking about Bank Nifty, the picture is slightly different, because the Bank Nifty also opened with a gap down on Monday, but then for the next 4 days it tried to sustain in that level. On Wednesday at one point of time it was almost about to break the 34,800 level, which was an important resistance for Bank Nifty. But then the markets had a very different story on Thursday and Friday. Both days the market did come down hugely. So that brings out, so from Monday the markets opened at 34,225, and on Thursday it closed at 33,121, which is makes the Bank Nifty down by 1,470 points. In terms of percentage, that is almost 4.25% in the red. So this is about what happened in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Talking about the other things in the market, such as the commodity prices that we were talking about. So it is weak globally, which has dragged down the metal index, which is down by almost 12% in the last week. Talking about FII DII activities, FII have continued their selling streak, selling about 20,000 crores in the last week, and DII have been a buyer of around 18,000 crores in the last week. And talking about the US markets, although were showing bearishness throughout the week, but on Friday, if you look at the charts, the market had a different story. Towards the Friday, all the markets, all the major indices in the US, including S&P 500, Nasdaq and Dow Jones, have all ended firmly in the green. With Nasdaq, if I show you the charts, this is Nasdaq ending almost 4.3% in the green on Friday. So DJI, same story, 1.47% and 2.39% in the green for S&P 500. So if you look at the daily candles, we see a hammer formation happening in Dow Jones, S&P 500 and Nasdaq. So this is a sign that the market can reverse from here. And also if we look into the weekly time frame as well, we will be looking at a hammer candle. So this is very much prominent in Nasdaq and S&P 500 as well. So as you can see, it's a hammer candle. So towards Friday, the markets have recovered hugely. So ending almost 4% in the green, which is a positive sentiment in the market. So let's see, on a weekly basis, a hammer candle has formed. So there are chances that on higher time frame, whenever a certain pattern is formed, it has a much greater strength. So hopefully the markets can reverse in the coming week, starting Monday. So let us see how things go there. Talking about USD INR, so Indian rupee has hit the weakest. But at one point of time it was trading at 77.63, which is the weakest in the history of Indian rupee. So at one point of time, but it came down slightly towards Friday, ending at around 77.47 rupee per dollar. Talking about inflation data, which was announced last week, obviously on Wednesday we had the US inflation data, and then we had the Indian inflation data as well. So India announced 7.79% inflation data, and US has announced 8.3% inflation, which both of them were higher than the street expectation. So that was again added to the global bearish sentiments. Talking about India VIX. So the volatility index in India has finally come down a little on Friday, slightly around 3% down. So after a continuous uptrend in the volatility on Friday, we could see it has finally uh, shown some kind of weakness. So it is something good. So hopefully the VIX falls below 20, which will indicate the market is now in a stable range. So talking about the US VIX, also we see a similar picture at one point of time. The US VIX has crossed 30 and it was trading around 30 to 34 range, but then finally on Friday also it fell, and it was falling for the past few days, and on Friday it fell the most, ending almost 9.13% in the red, and coming below 30. It ended at 28.86, which is again a VIX still on the higher side, but VIX below 30 is seen something still. That means that the panic is not that much there. Above 30 VIX, it means that the markets are very, very volatile, and markets can move either ways in a very short span of time. So that is something to look into. And also talking about the SGX Nifty. So obviously, since the European markets and the global markets all ended in green, so let me show you quickly the European market. So if you look at the DAX, that is the German index, it is also firmly in the green. It ended on Friday. So again, in the weekly time frame as well, we look at the Dow. It has again ended in a green candle for the week, and also the UK FTSE index also has ended in the green. So that is how the SGX Nifty, taking cues from the global markets, have recovered almost 200 points and ended around 15,900 levels on Friday night. So this is about what has happened in the last week. So talking about the next week, what we can say is for Nifty, the important price action based support levels to the downsides are 15,740, and if that is broken, 15,670, and then 15,600. These are on the downside. On the upside in Nifty, we can talk about 15,860, 15,920, and 16,000 on the upside. These are important price action based supports and resistance. For the Bank Nifty, on the downside, 33,000, 32,850, and 32,200, and on the upside we have 33,450, 33,900, and 34,000 as the resistance. Talking about open interest in the Nifty, we have highest open interest on the call side being built up at 17,000 level, followed by 16,800, and on the put side we have 15,000 and then 15,500 having the second highest open interest. So taking a cue from this, we can expect the market to trade between 15,500 to 16,800 range in the coming week. And talking about Bank Nifty, the highest call buildup is at 34,000, and the highest put buildup is at 32,500. So this is the trading range for Bank Nifty. On the downside, we have 32,500, and on the upside, we can safely say 34,000 as a near-term resistance based on open interest. So these are the levels, and important results to watch out for is the ITC Q4 results, which will be announced on Wednesday after market hours, and a day before that, on Tuesday, we are having Bharti Airtel coming up with its results again after market hours. So these are the two important Nifty heavyweights which are coming up with the results next week, so that can have an impact on the markets. And obviously LIC is getting listed on 17th of May, 10 a.m. in the morning. So that let's see how the things work out. Right now the gray market premium is still at a discount, which means we are not expecting any listing gains when it starts trading on Tuesday morning. So LIC IPO is something major because it is the largest IPO in the history of Indian stock market, with an IPO size of around 20,000 crore. So if this IPO fails, then again it can bring back the bearish sentiment in the market. So this is about the LIC IPO that is going to be listed on Tuesday. And talking about important data points that is going to be announced in the next week is the wholesale price inflation data WPI for India is going to be announced on Tuesday. Followed by that, again Tuesday night, we are having the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's speech at 11:30 p.m. at night on Tuesday. So the impact of which can be felt on the Wednesday morning in the market. And talking about inflation data, Europe and UK inflation data will be announced on Wednesday. So UK inflation, as we're expecting, around 9.7% is the consensus. And also the Bank of England has announced that they can expect 10% or above inflation in the coming days. So let us see what the inflation data shows, the actual inflation data, because that will be showing in the markets. And again, on Friday, we will have the Japanese inflation data being announced. So these are the important data points which are going to be announced next week. So keep an eye on these important data from earnings data from these two major index heavyweights, ITC and Bharti Airtel, LIC listings, and the data, especially inflation data, that is going to be announced in the next week, because these will have an impact on the markets in the very short term. So this is all we have to discuss for the week ahead program. So let us hope the things stabilize in the market. Hope the global markets tomorrow, the US futures and the Asian markets will be open in the morning. So let us hope it opens up in the green so that we can have some positivity spill over in our markets as well. And as always, I'll be meeting you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. in the morning for the pre-market show, where we talk about how the global markets are trading and what we can expect going into the markets tomorrow. So with that, I will be ending the live stream here, and wish you a very happy week ahead. Thank you.